My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick completely took me by surprise. I did not expect to like this book as much as I did. I really enjoyed it, but I was so surprised by it. And the writing is beautiful. The characters have dimensions, and the story, it's not a YA romance in the typical sense. I can usually predict plots and characters very well. I've read hundreds of books, and I've taken screenwriting and creative writing classes. So when I don't know what's going to happen, I need to get to the end. I can't not know. And Fitzpatrick was able to take this sweet romance and yet all of a sudden take this turn, and yet I was still intrigued. Usually if a book deviates from its path, I'm going to get frustrated, going, this isn't what I signed up for. But Fitzpatrick did it in such a way that it worked. It showed the progressive nature of the relationship and the familial elements. Her writing is so well done. I can look it up, but whoever her editor was did a great job with her, working with her for this finished product. It was a great book, and so all of the things leading up to the climactic decision, shall we say, because I'm not going to spoiler alert this, because the decision she decided, like, the issue that appears is not what I thought it was going to be. As I said before, this book caught me off guard, so we won't go down that road. But the writing is so well done. All the minor details and the characters, usually a minor character like Tim, who, if you read this book, you will see, and he comes up in the new book that Fitzpatrick wrote, usually I would want to skim his pages or skip his dialogue. I mean, I never do that, but I always feel like I want to. And yet, seeing the evolution of him in this book demonstrates what a great writer Fitzpatrick is, because not only are the main characters having emotional, they're evolving, but then the minor characters are also developing new depths, and they're not tropes. They're changing in their own right, for the better, for the worse, with one of the other characters who you will figure out if you do read this book, because I'm not going to spoiler alert it. But you do see things with the other characters that's not just the protagonist, which is great writing. Usually it's just the protagonist, her little quirky friend, and maybe another couple other characters that just kind of pop up to move things along. But that's not the case in this book. The other characters are just as intriguing. Even if it's a bad intriguing, you're intrigued. I mean, I gotta give her so much credit for this book, because I was not going to go to bed until I finished this book. By the 200-page mark, I didn't care what time I was going. I didn't care. I was just going to finish this book. I loved it in regards to her setting up the decision, too, because she's able to have these little kind of thought bubbles come in. And again, I'm not going to spoiler alert, but she writes so well. I mean, it's a great story, but sometimes great stories are completely gone off the rails because of bad writing. And the choice in the upper corner here is not what you're thinking. It's not. So if you're interested in YA romance, something different and great way to pass the time, I think this book is a book for you, because I really enjoyed it. And I'm more skeptical when it comes to books, because I've read so many that I've read the great books, and I've read books that are well done. So it takes a lot to impress me, but Fitzpatrick really did. But in terms of being a YA, it's not a YA romance. That's not the only thing in this book. Because if it were, I wouldn't be this excited talking about it. I would be talking about, oh, it's a typical YA romance, blah, 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 blah. But it's not. And it's so great when you can break out of the mold of your genre. I mean, Fitzpatrick wouldn't be winning awards. I want to give her a gold star. And not just a star rating, but like actually give her a gold star or a pat on the back or something. Because this book was very well done. If you do like romance and you do like YA, you're gonna want to read this book. You just are. I can pretty much guarantee that you're gonna want to read about Sam's life and Jace, because Jace is a great character. He's the first boyfriend every girl wants. And his family is awesome. It's also the family you kind of want. You're going to want to read this book. Just saying.